Welcome back. Today I'm taking a look at the newest everyday carry flashlight from Wuben. It's the X3, also known as the Owl. Let's check it out. Now this is everything that comes with the Wuben X3. Of course, you have the flashlight right here. This is the charging base. It comes with a lanyard right here, but this lanyard also doubles as the charging cable. I've said this before that this is one of my favorite charging cable / lanyards because there's two USB Type-C ports right there, and on the back side you can see there's a ruler. And then finally it comes with an owner's manual. Now it should be said that the Wuben X3 that I have right here is still a prototype. That's right, if you're watching this video when I release it, the Kickstarter for this flashlight goes live today. So the flashlight and the specs may or may not be exactly the same once production starts rolling around, but just so you guys know, prototype. And what a prototype it is. My time with this flashlight has been excellent. I've mentioned this in my last couple Wuben videos that they are absolutely killing it with their flashlight designs, and the X3 definitely delivers. Well, why is that? Well, in my opinion, this is one of the most innovative EDC flashlights I've seen in a while. And that's saying something because in 2023, I've seen a lot of flashlights that fall under that category. And when I say innovation, let me just explain here, because every feature and function in this flashlight has definitely been done before, but not quite like this, with everything being packed in this small compact size. So let's go over some of the functions here. So the Wuben X3 has a maximum lumen output of 700, but that's the version that I have right here because it is available in two different emitter options. The version that I have right here has a white emitter and a red emitter. It's also available with two white emitters if you want to go that option and don't really need the red light. But if you go with the X3 with the two white emitters, you get 1200 lumens as opposed to this version at 700 lumens. Now I'll give you a close-up at those red and white emitters. That's a Samsung LH351D emitter. It has 3 cyclable lighting modes plus SOS and turbo. And if you go with the red light version, it has a low, high, and a blink option. And everything is controlled with a single metal side switch right there. And I say side switch, but if you hold the light in this orientation with the light facing forward, you can see it's really on the top of the flashlight, and it's a perfect place for my thumb. But this is one of my favorite features of the X3. The head right here can rotate 180 degrees. Now the light faces in a whole different direction, and that switch is now on the top. And in this orientation, I bet now you can see why they call this the Owl. Wuben nailed it. So this is definitely one of my favorite features of the X3, being able to rotate this head 180 degrees. Now rotating this head 180 degrees and couple that with this clip here and these magnets here on the bottom, you can mount this any way you want to and still have this extremely functional. Now let's talk about this clear body right here. I'm not exactly sure what it's made of. That information isn't available to me right now. Like I said, this is still a prototype. It feels more of a hard plastic, but it doesn't feel cheap at all. And check it out, not only is it see-through, but it's also glow in the dark. So if I kill the lights here real quick and blast that body with some ultraviolet light, you can see that's a pretty bright glow in the dark here. And once I turn on the X3, you're gonna see that it has blue lights on the inside that shine through that see-through body. And those blue lights are bright enough to make the body glow when the flashlight is on for a little bit. Now I'll show you those blue lights once I turn the flashlight on very shortly. And because the body is see-through, you can see that wireless charging system right there. Now I'm sure you guys have noticed this little display screen right there. So that displays your lumen level, the actual lumens, and your battery life. And now that the flashlight's on, you can see those blue lights I was talking about. So once I turn it off, you can see it does glow a little bit. Maybe you can't see it too well right now, but it definitely does. But getting back to the digital display here, you can see it changes instantly when you cycle through those modes. Now regarding the battery, it is a built-in internal rechargeable battery. Now the size of the battery wasn't disclosed to me at the time of making this video. Hopefully that information comes out once that Kickstarter campaign is launched. But at the time of recording this video, I don't really know what that is, but I do know the size of the battery in this wireless charging base here. Inside of the wireless charging case is a 3000 milliamp hour battery. So if you're away from home and need to charge your flashlight, all you have to do is just turn it on right there on the bottom and just plop the X3 into it, starts charging. Now nothing lit up here because this is a fully charged flashlight, but if it needed to be charged, the screen would light up charging. And I like the option of being able to turn this wireless charging case on or off with this button right here. So a single click on, double click to turn it off. I like that because you can save power in this charging case when you don't need it. And if you want to charge the charging case, under the rubber flap, you can see the USB Type-C charging port right there. And yes, you can charge the case and the flashlight at the same time. But it also works as a 3000 milliamp hour power bank. So if you need to charge your phone or any device that you have, this will do the job. And on top of that, check this out. So once you rotate the flashlight 180 degrees, put it in the case and turn it on from the top, now this little case here works as a diffused light source. So I absolutely love this. And something I've never really seen before, have a nice diffused light in a charging case. And you can see what that looks like when I cycle through the modes, clicking on turbo. Very nice. And on the bottom of the case there's your lanyard attachment point. So you just attach the lanyard to your case and here's your USB Type-C charging cable for the charging base. So you can see why I like this ecosystem so much. Wuben thought of everything here. Now looking at the website here, it shows the X3 getting charged with a wireless charger. And I tested that. I just put this part right down on my wireless charger. You can see it starts to glow and the blue light indicates that it's charging. It has sort of a pulsing breathing effect when it's charging like this, but it doesn't show anything charging on the screen here. And after about a half hour, I don't think the battery went up at all. So I don't think that function is working on this model that I have right here. So maybe that feature is not working on the model that I have right here because it's a prototype. I'm not sure. All right, so now let's go over the lumens and runtime. There's your 3 cyclable lighting modes, low, medium, and high. Low is half a lumen and your maximum runtime of 30 days. Medium is 50 lumens and you have a runtime of 10 hours. High is 150 lumens and you have a runtime of 2.5 hours. And then there's turbo, 700 lumens with a runtime of 1 minute, and that steps down to 200 lumens for 2 hours. And then there's a 200 lumen SOS. I always like to see a maximum lumen SOS, but 200, it seems to be fine. Now those are the white light modes. If you have the version with the red light mode, you can see low is 1 lumen, runtime of 30 hours, and high, 70 lumens, 3-hour runtime, and then that steps down to 30 lumens with a 2-hour runtime. And then there's a 20 lumen blink, and I'll show you all that when I go over the UI in just a little bit. 2590 candela, an impact resistance of 1 meter, and then an IP rating of 65. The 6 means it's completely dust-proof, which is great, but the 5 means it's basically rain-proof. It means it can stand low-pressure water jets hitting it from any angle, which in real-world terms means rain-proof. So don't drop this in a lake or a pool, it won't survive. And remember, there's also a double white version that has a maximum lumen output of 1200. So I'm not really sure if the lumen output on low, medium, and high on that 1200 lumen version are going to remain the same. Once again, that information isn't available to me, and I only have this one version here. If you combine that with the charging case, you get a maximum of 100 days combined. So if you have 30 total days with just a flashlight and more than 100 with the charging case, that means you can probably charge this flashlight just under 2.5 times with this charging case. All right, let's talk about the UI. The UI here is very simple. It's a single click on and a single click off. And when the flashlight is on, just press and hold, long press that button. You can see low, medium, and high. Now from either on or off, if you double click, there's your maximum 700 lumen turbo. And from either on or off, if you triple click, there's your 200 lumen SOS. So those are your white modes. If you want to reach your red modes, you have to press and hold from off, and there's your 1 lumen red mode. Press and hold, wow, 70 lumen red mode. Sorry, that just blinded me. That is actually really bright. And if you press and hold again, there is your 20 lumen red flash. Now this red mode is 670 nanometers, so that's actually a very nice red light here. Now there is a mode memory. It remembers everything but SOS and turbo. So it does remember anything in the red modes too, even the blink. So if I turn it off and then press and hold, turn it right back on, it goes right back to that red blink. So that's really cool. So like I said, it remembers everything but SOS and turbo. And from what I can see in the owner's manual here, there is no button press lockout. So Wuben, if there isn't a button press lockout, if I'm just missing it, I would suggest after the Kickstarter, definitely try to add one in here. Also, another thing I thought was pretty cool is you can combine the two. So if I triple click the SOS and then press and hold to get back to that red blink, check that out. I have an SOS and red blink at the same time. Or if I turn it off, go back to the red mode and then put it on the 70 lumens, turn it off, triple click for strobe and then press and hold again. It goes to the SOS and we have that high red light. This is pretty cool. I'm not exactly sure where this would be needed, but I still think it's pretty cool that both of those are combined like that. Also, if you want to turn off that internal blue light when the flashlight is on, which I highly suggest you do, just because with the blue light on, it drains your battery a lot faster. What you have to do is short press the side button 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turns off the internal light and turn it back on. Same thing, 5 times. All right, let's talk dimensions here. It has a length of 2.76 inches, a width of 1.38 inches, and has a thickness of 0.83 inches. And according to my weight test, it comes in at 2.2 ounces. That's 62 grams. And I also weighed the X3 in the charging case. It comes in at 5.9 ounces. That's 168 grams. Now it's time for my not so scientific turbo test. I let the flashlight run for about 2 minutes. And within those 2 minutes, I keep an eye out for when it starts to step down and when it ends to step down. Now, usually I can't tell just with the naked eye. I have to look at the edit and then scrub through just to see when it starts and when it stops. And I'll put that on the screen right now for you guys. Also, this is usually the part where I do a heat test. But after the 2 minutes on turbo, I felt the body, and this plastic body isn't hot at all. I literally feel no heat on this body. The aluminum head, it feels a little hot, but not enough to do a heat test. This thing is perfectly fine. You don't need gloves at all. And the body, this is amazing. It's just not hot at all. So there you go. You saw the beam shots from the X3, and hopefully you got a good sense of what the beam profile looks like. I tried to show you a nice mix, low, medium, high, turbo, and I even showed you what it looked like inside of the diffuse case here. You will lose a little bit of output if you use that diffuser, but not by much. The advantage is now you have a nice diffused white light. It looks very, very nice. But overall, guys, I can't say enough about the X3. I absolutely love this little everyday carry light. As I said before, it's extremely innovative. Nothing individually is innovative. Everything has been done before, but combined, I've never seen anything like this setup. And I know this is just a prototype, so I don't want to rave too much about it until I get my hands on the actual production model. But if it's anything like this version right here, I'm all in. Now, if you're watching this video the day this video gets released, the Kickstarter campaign should be live. And I'll have that link down below in my description box and in the pinned comment. And I believe the Kickstarter goes all the way till June 2nd or 4th. I don't remember exactly. I'll put it on the screen though when the Kickstarter actually ends. All right, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. What do you think of the new Wuben X3? Let me know in the comments below what you think, and make sure you go check out that Kickstarter campaign. But if you did enjoy this video, please give me that thumbs up. Please subscribe. And go!